Here are 3 storytelling myths debunked by experts. Number 1, your story shouldn't be boring. This is Matthew Dix. He's the author of Storyworthy, and he is a 60-time Moss Story Slam champion and 9-time Grand Slam champion. This dude knows how to tell a good story. And he calls BS that your stories, the good ones, have to be about some crazy, interesting event.
How do I know that change is interesting enough or good enough for a story?
If it's important to you or you felt it in a meaningful way to you, you can always make an audience feel it as well. I'm very famous in the Moth community for telling the most insignificant moments from my life and somehow making people laugh and cry about them. I love the challenge of taking almost nothing and making people feel it. Because most stories in the world, we don't see them happen when people experience them. Most stories happen like in our minds. We change our mind about something, but there's no sort of car chase. We're not leaping over cliffs. We're not running away from lions. Sometimes we're like standing in a grocery store and we're thinking about something while we're trying to choose between potato chips and Doritos. And suddenly we think about the world in a different way. And now we have a story to tell. And if someone else was in the grocery store aisle with us, they would be staring at us and they would never know that we just had a moment of transformation or realization. They would never know that we suddenly found the solution to the problem that our child is having, and we can't wait to get home and offer that solution to our child. So most of the time, stories look boring on the outside, so we have to bring them to life in the way that we tell them and the way we bring people into our hearts and our minds so that they can understand them.
Myth number 2, you need powerful words in your story. This is Sun Yi. He is a personal brand expert and the founder of Night Owl Nation. And when I asked him about how to find the perfect word to convey emotion in your story, he was like, it's not about that.
I purposely try not to use powerful words. What I found is that the most powerful words are the words that you least expect. So here's an example. Like, I saw this video the other day where it was like this YouTube short, and these 2 adult children were at Walmart parking lot where the dad works at Walmart. So he had the vest and everything. He's putting away the shopping carts in the parking lot. And the daughter and the son comes up to me. He's like, Dad, happy birthday. And it's like, here's your gift. And then it's a small toy car and a card. And he opens the card. He's like, fine. The dad's like, And then he's like, Dad, turn it around. And he turns it around. And it's a card. And he's like, what does it say? And he goes, Telsa? And then he goes like, oh, and then it was a Tesla key card. And behind it was a brand new Tesla.
Wow.
They bought him a Tesla, right? And then the dad, all of a sudden, his first initial reaction at that moment was like, I'm so tired. And you can literally see him breaking down, and you can sense that he's had a rough life. He's been working hard, and that this gift meant so much, and it just relaxed him, and he was able to say, I'm so tired. And it was like almost in tears. And when I read the comments on that video, everybody was like, oh, when he said, I'm so tired, that just hit me. Or like, I can so relate to him. So the most powerful word in that video was, I'm so tired. Wow. That in itself is not a powerful word, right? But in that context, so what I found is like, I try not to look for powerful words. What I do is I just try to tell the story as genuine as possible. For me, actually, the most powerful moments are when somebody's being vulnerable with the details.
Myth number 3, creativity means that you need to go outside of the box, be experiential all the time in your storytelling. This is Kane. He's an expert on why content goes viral, and he's the author of Hook Point. And I was shocked to hear him explain why storytellers might want to keep the same format to be really good.
Everything that we've seen is, the top creators on the planet is really mastery of a single format. And I started my career in the film industry, and the past 80 plus years, every movie follows the same 3-act structure in terms of how they tell their stories. And it's not like Steven Spielberg, every time he makes a movie, he's reinventing the 3-act structure. He's innovating within that structure. He's mastering the qualitative elements of it. And that makes him one of the best storytellers on the planet. Now, if he was reinventing the 3-act structure every time he made a movie, he probably wouldn't be as good of a storyteller as he is today. You look at Mr. Beast, for example, is like he's mastering the fine nuances within the structure of the videos that he's doing. He's not completely shifting gears all the time. Alex Stemp has 20 million followers on TikTok, and he approaches random strangers in the street and offers them professional photo shoots. He's been using that format for 3+ years to amass a followership of 20 million people. So what I would say is really identify that format that you're excited about and make the innovation come within that format and mastering that, because
So good.
it's going to be very difficult to become a master storyteller if you're just switching the format up consistently.
That's so good.
Links to the full episodes mentioned in this episode are down in the show notes. But please, if you're watching on YouTube, comment. I'd love to hear if you agree or disagree with one of the myths mentioned in this video. Good luck out there.